Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to the Class 66 Rocks January layout update. Now, before I show you the progress, first off, thank you to those of you who have been supportive and asking how my nan is in each of my updates. Just to let everybody know, after the December update, a week and 3 days later, my nan came out of hospital on the Wednesday. And on the Friday she had to be rushed into emergency respite care as she'd stopped eating, she'd stopped drinking, and she has gone totally off her legs altogether now. So it's not good. So over Christmas we've been in touch with the social worker, and we've agreed mutually between my family and the social worker team and the care home where she is now, that she will be staying in care for the foreseeable future. The finance team came out last week, so that's like the third week in January, as the update that you're watching now, which I've aimed to get ready for the end of January, was recorded a week ago, just because I've got other commitments on as well. So at the minute we're just waiting to see which care home she'll be going in, as it just depends on what's the cheapest option at the end of the day. So we've tried to get her into one a bit closer to home, as the one where she is now, it is about half an hour away, but if the weather's really bad, like it has been in December when it was snowing, it's not really accessible from where I live, because we live up on a hill and it snows really bad in our village, so the roads literally are inaccessible over the winter period. So like I say, we're trying to get her into a home just 10 minutes away down the road from where we are at the moment, but like I say, she is going into care, so she won't be coming home for the foreseeable future anyway. So I suppose at the end of the day it's better for my nan, because she's getting the care that she needs, because with my mum and dad both working and myself working, we can't always be here 24 hours a day, so it probably is in the best interests. But like I say, thank you so much to everybody who supported me. It's been a tough couple of months, to be honest, and now it's all getting sorted. It sort of gives me a breather a bit, and it also gives my mum and dad a bit of a breather, because of all the hard work that we've had to put in and all the stress that we've been through trying to sort it all out. So hopefully I'll have some more time for the layout coming up. Apologies I didn't do much on the update in December, like I say, with things how they were and with work commitments, we just didn't have much time. But I had a few days off over Christmas and a few days off in the first few weeks of January, so we've done quite a bit at the layout at the moment, so I will show you that progress now. Okay, so as we can see, quite a lot has happened on the layout since you last saw it. So I'll start over here and work my way to the left, and then I'll come back over to the right and explain more about it. So starting over here, as you can see, going from the Viaduct into the Devon era layout, and we've started to install quite a lot of scenery, as you can see. Now we are getting the pico-static grass applicator, which I did actually buy my dad for Christmas, but we haven't got around to using it just yet. So we've used this just for the time being. It's the sort of grass that you put in hanging baskets, so we've turned it the other way around, so it shows the paler side of the green colour. As you can see, the level crossing's installed, and we've got to glue these back down because they kept getting stuck in rolling stock as it rolled over, so we've had to adjust them slightly, so they are due to be glued. As you can see up here, we've finished the road system as previously mentioned. We've installed some more trees and hedging and walling, as you can see. Moving down, we've got a house just there now. That's all complete. We've also installed some more scenery. The platform is all finished, more or less. So as you can see, it's all been painted. The station people have been put on. The station signs back on, as well as some other signs, as you can see just there, that says passengers must not cross the line except by using the footbridge, which as you can see is installed. Moving across, we haven't quite finished up here just at the moment. We've just got to glue this bit of fencing down just here by the water tower, as you can see, and there's just a bit of fencing missing there as well, so that's just got to be finished off. The coal yard, as you can see, is completely finished. So all the scenery in the buildings and the truck, etc., are back on. Now the picostatic grass applicator will be going on this grey area just here that's been painted. But like I said, we've been doing quite a bit at it, so we're trying to get as much done as we can at the moment. So like I say, we are trying to crack on with it the best we can. Now the plan was to get it running for Christmas, but it ended up just being locomotive testing over Christmas, as we wanted to go the length of the loft to the other end, but like I say, due to what was going on and other commitments, that wasn't possible. So that's the aim for 2018. So hopefully we'll achieve our goal. As you can see, the engine shed is installed now as well, and it's got the wires coming for the bulbs, as you can see, and that we've just got to sink through the board. We've also put grain of rice bulbs in the buffers, as you can see by that red wire. So all the wires have got to be sunk in, and then the buildings will be lit up, like if we dim the lights. And the goods shed isn't actually going there, it's coming down here. So we've just been doing a bit of work at this area just up here where the farm is, as we're still moving items around buildings as well, just to see what works best. So that bit isn't quite finished just yet. So if we move down, as you can see, we've got the grey area just here that's got to be finished. The station this side, as mentioned, we haven't quite finished that just yet. If we move down now towards the other goods shed, you can see that we've started to do some of the scenery down here with the hanging basket material as well. So if I just show you this now, you can see there, that's where we've installed the bulb for the buffer stop, just in there, so the wires for that are ready to be sunk into the board once everything else is complete. So if I just step back now and show you like an overall view of it, you can see that it is beginning to look more like a model railway layout now, but like I say, there is some more progress to be done on it. That's just a little bit of what we have been up to, but I'm going to walk you up here to the other end, and I'm just going to show you what's been going on up here. Okay, so moving across the viaduct area, we've still got the ballasting work to complete, but we have got round to testing locomotives as mentioned. So as you can see here, we've got 37693 in rail freight livery, which was my first DCC sound locomotive, if some of you have been watching the old layout videos from my old house. So I'm going to explain why this particular loco is on here in just a moment. Now as you can see, we've put the chicken wire over the embankment area now, and covered it with plaster bandage, and that's now been painted grey. The tunnel's ready for like a canal barge to be put in, well, put under should I say. But like I say, this area has still got to be completed, because this is what runs into the Scottish layout, Now, in regards to the Scottish layout, we haven't completely finished, but I'm going to walk you around it and just explain a bit. So, as we come under the tunnel just here to the tunnel here, all this area is going to be covered over. So we're going to build a frame using some of these pieces of wood, so it's all level, and then chicken wire will sort of come over the top, and this area here you won't see, so we're not ballasting this bit. This is just going to be like a covered bit where they'll run through. Now we've left it open for the time being because we're still testing it. So I've got to test every single loco that I own that's going on this line or this line to make sure that it works 100%, because we can't cover it and then locos start derailing. Now this bit of track here hasn't been fastened down yet, as we haven't completed it, but we have put like a diamond crossing point in here, and this is something we've never ever used before on the old layout. Now we had this particular one from Trident Trains in Nantwich, so it is a initial frog, it's not an electric frog, so it's done us a favour because we tested it yesterday and we're going to test it again later today. Well, I'm going to actually test it in the review now, hence why the locomotive is lit up ready, just to show you that it does work. Now if you follow me, as you can see, it breaks off up here. Now this line here that isn't in, and this line here that's not finished, they are going to run down into some more sidings down here into the Scottish layout. Now the two lines that you see here are avoiding lines, so as you can see, these will be lines that bypass the Scottish layout, so this will be more for like the modern locos or some steam locos that aren't running on the Scottish one. So they'll run up these two avoiding lines here, well, one in either direction, one up and one down, and they'll come under there where we've done a cutout, which eventually there's going to go some sky paper on there, so you won't really see that, and then it will come at the back of here, as you can see, and then it'll run all the way down there past the wooden beams, and then it'll run into like a freight yard siding area just up there. But at the minute my dad's got some fishing items up there, it's just that we're sorting the garage out at the moment, trying to tidy that up and cement all the wall up in there, so we've had to move some stuff into the loft, and then we'll be moving it back shortly. We've also got to finish insulating the beams up there, as you can see. So we've got our Scottish station there, it's a Batman one. Now like I said, this is yet to be finished, that's the plan for 2018, the Scottish one. So for now we're just working on the track work down there and the scenery, get all that finished, and then we're going to be working up here eventually. So maybe I'd say September to October you might see something a little bit different up here, but like I say, at the minute we're just finishing working down here. So coming back down here now, so what we're going to do, we're going to use the Batman Dynamis system. It's all lit up on this tower unit ready. So I haven't named my loco, I've just programmed it. So if we just press stop and knock it on again, just so the backlight comes back on. So what we'll do now, we'll just start the class 37 up. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be using the slow running function today, which is F7. So as you can tell, the 37 is just kicking into life now. Okay, so what we're going to do, we will be just changing this point over here by hand. There is going to be a different method in using the points, so we're planning on doing wire and tube for it. So what we'll do, we'll just put the horn on. So slow running is on. We'll just shut the brake off. Okay, and we'll just move forward. Okay, so you'll see in a minute that the class 37 will be running onto the avoiding line, which it's doing right now. So like I said, I've got slow running on for a reason, as I don't want it to come off the track. I mean, it has been tested yesterday as well, so I just want to make sure it's still running properly. So as you can see, it's going to come up here now, so we'll just follow the 37 as it goes. Now, when designing this avoiding line, we had to be very careful that it didn't hit the beams. Also put the cab lights on as well. Okay, so I think that's just a connection problem just down here with the wires. So I'm just going to hold them on by hand, if it'll let me. Now, it didn't cut out before, so what we'll do, we'll just pause the video a moment and I'll get the wires connected back up again. I'll be right back. Okay, hey everyone, so I'm back. The issue was this red wire down here had just come away, so the 37 is again awaiting to go forward, so we'll just get it going again. So as you can see, the loco's now moving under the cutout. So if I just come over here quickly, as I've got to dash back to stop the loco coming off the edge, you'll see that the loco is now on its way. As you can see, it's just passing through here now to the avoiding line. So as you can see, it's got to come past these beams as well. So I'll just quickly come back over the other side so I can stop it from rolling off the edge of the board. Like I say, as you can see, it's just moving across just there. So that eventually, like I say, will run into the freight yard, which is going to be located lower down. So we'll just stop the loco there. Okay, so what we'll do now, we will bring the loco back again. There we go, the cab lights are back on again. Okay, so let's bring the loco back again. I mean, what I will do when the layout starts running properly, I'll be able to stand up there and film the locos coming across the avoiding line, so it will be a bit easier than leaning across, and plus there probably will be my dad helping me, because my dad will probably be running the locos and I'll be doing the filming, or the other way around. So if you notice that the camera's a bit jumpy, I'm just trying to hold the dynamis in one hand and the camcorder in another. So anyway, it's coming back now. I mean, I am planning on mixing up with a couple of friends as well who've got model railways. So my good friend Rob, aka Titch4472, so check him out on YouTube. We're going to meet up eventually and run some trains, and I'm hoping to meet up with Will, aka IC82, when I next get talking to him. I mean, I know he has had other commitments on, so I'll probably discuss that with him at some point. So I have, like I say, I've got friends into model railways who live close to me who are going to probably come round and run some trains. So they'll be able to test this new layout themselves. So as you can see, the class 37 is just going back now. And we have tested this other line last night up to the where the point stops just there, and that works perfect as well. So what I'll do, I'll wait for the 37 to go over that point, and then we'll just switch the point over. Okay, so if we just switch this point now, there we go, and we'll bring the 37 forward. So that now runs over here. I'll just try and come down on one knee. So let's give a sound of the horn. Oh, there we go, stop. Right, as you may have noticed, I wouldn't usually do that, but I've managed to derail the loco. So it's not come off too much. It's only just moved this piece of track slightly. So like I say, that'll be getting connected up either later today or maybe tomorrow after work, depending. So what I'll do now, I'll just run the loco back to the start position where we started from. So as you can see, I'll just put this end now. It's on its way back through the tunnel. If you can see that, apologies like I say about the camera being a bit shaky. I'm just trying to film it with one hand and control the loco with another. Okay, so as you can see, the loco's now returned, so we'll just stop the loco there. So as you can see, it does work perfectly, apart from that red wire that came off earlier in the video. So what we'll do, we'll just shut all these sounds and everything off. Okay, so usually it does shut down a bit better than that. You get an engine idle and it switches off properly. But like I say, that was just really to show you that it does work. So hopefully in the February update or March update I'll be able to show you just a little bit more. But like I say, the Scottish layout is far from being completed just yet. So we'll aim at getting the Devon era finished and get our other locomotives that we haven't yet tested programmed. We'll then probably work on this area round here, which is obviously going to be like the siding area and the main line running out. But like I say, at the minute that isn't yet finished off. So there is quite a way to go yet with this layout. It's by no means finished. Now, one thing that I'm just going to show everybody, now this was requested by Nathan, aka Pippin Junction. He's a good friend of mine, as he's on my Facebook and my YouTube, so we do chat to each other now and again. He asked if he could have a look at my Stobart collection, because he's doing a collection in the model railway himself. So this one is for you, Nathan. So as you can see, all these wagons down here, these are Atlas Editions and Oxford diecast, which were part of the Eddie Stobart collection. Obviously the Oxford diecast weren't, even though the Atlas Editions ones are produced by them. So I've just put them where there's some room. We've got the Eddie Stobart Scaledale building under there as well. And we might install some lighting under here actually, but I don't know yet. Now as you come across here, we've got the Stobart Super League collection as well, and I've stuck all the badges onto the wood in front of the relevant truck, as you can see. And underneath here again we've got some more Atlas Editions and Oxford diecast trucks. And moving up, as you can see, I've got my 1/50 scale Stobart wagons on the shelving areas just here, as you can see. And we've also started a small shelf down there, but that'll be pretty talked about in a later video. So that is it basically, the layout update for January 2018.